We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Thursday, March the 9th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Going to take a quick look at news, sports, and weather now for Northeast Mississippi. Let's start with the Weather Underground forecast for today. Going to have partly cloudy skies with a high of 75 degrees, a low of 58, just a 20% chance of rain. Looking at the weekend, the 3-day outlook, Friday partly cloudy again with a high of 65, low of 40, 20% chance of rain, and then looking for rain on Saturday, a high of 51, low of 30, calling for a 100% chance of rain. Sunday, clear skies again, high of 55, low of 31, just a 10% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Thursday. The Mississippi House passed an amendment on Wednesday that would require 2 state universities to fly the state flag. The House passed the amendment by a narrow 57 to 56 margin. It would require Mississippi State University and the University of Southern Mississippi to fly the state flag to receive certain tax breaks. The amendment was offered by Representative William Shirley of Quitman. It was attached to legislation that would provide tax exemption on university land leased to private entities for student housing. The University of Mississippi already has the exemption and would not be impacted by the amendment. None of Mississippi's 8 public universities currently fly the state flag, which includes the controversial Confederate battle emblem as part of its design. The bill was held on a motion to reconsider, which must be disposed of by a majority vote before it goes to the Senate. House Ways and Means Chair Jeff Smith opposed the amendment and said the bill would not come back from conference with the flag requirement in it. Another candidate has withdrawn from the Tupelo mayor's race. Stephen J. Parker, the lone Republican in the field, has dropped out less than a week after qualifying. Parker cited unforeseen family medical issues, and he threw his support behind incumbent Jason Shelton, who is a Democrat. Parker's departure means the winner of the May 2nd Democratic primary will run unopposed in the general election. Shelton is seeking a second term and is now opposed only by Candace Knowles, who was involved last year in protest seeking police reform. On Monday, another Democratic candidate, Bridget Shelley, dropped out of the race. Shelton won the 2013 election thanks in part to crossover Republican support, and that support appears to remain largely intact. Some local high school seniors were recognized by the Boys and Girls Clubs of North Mississippi on Wednesday. A total of 28 Tupelo High seniors in 7 different groups were thanked at the Champions for Youth breakfast, which also kicked off the Boys and Girls Club's annual fundraising campaign. There were events in New Albany, Oxford, Ripley, and Tupelo where the organization has clubhouses. The THS students who were honored had chosen to aid the Boys and Girls Clubs with their senior projects. Now, those efforts included raising more than $4,000 to establish a college scholarship for a club member, a book drive, collecting school supplies, and a spelling bee. The 2 Boys and Girls Clubs in Tupelo serve more than 1,100 members, and campaign chairman Julianne Goodwin said even more can be served if more money is raised. Goodwin said they are at 40% of their fundraising goal, which is set at $210,000. The clubhouses are open weekdays after school to provide a safe and educational place for children. And in sports, several Northeast Mississippi basketball teams will try and bring home a gold ball starting today. The MHSAA State Tournament Championship games are being held today, Friday, and Saturday at the Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson. Among the area teams in action will be Ripley and Lafayette, who meet at 6 p.m. today for the Class 4A girls title. The schools are division rivals, with Lafayette having beaten Ripley in convincing fashion twice during the regular season. But the Lady Tigers have been on a roll, dispatching of Byhalia in the semifinals behind the play of Deja Rogan, who scored 18 points in the game. Lafayette is led by Shania Buford, who had 21 points in a semifinal win against West Lauderdale. Also today in Class 1A, Pine Grove's girls take on Leake County, while Ashland's boys seek their second straight title when they meet Shaw. In 2A, Ingamar's girls and Baldwin's boys play Friday, while West Point's girls try to win their first state title in the 5A final. Starkville's girls play for the 6A title Saturday. That's it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. We do want to remind you to check out a couple of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal. The Memo, All Things Northeast Mississippi, with myself and W. Derek Russell. You can find us every Wednesday and Friday in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. And on Wednesday's episode, we spoke with Emma Kent about the Milam Girls Leadership Academy. Also, William Moore and Caleb Badillion came on to talk about local municipal election qualifying. And Dennis Sid filled us in on legislation dealing with craft beer sales. Also, check out Double Coverage, an Ole Miss and Mississippi State sports podcast with Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry. New episodes every Thursday. You can find it in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal or at djournal.com. We're on Twitter at djournalnow. Give our Facebook page a like as well. That's it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.